Assalamu alaikum and a very good day. My name is Osman and I am the Academic Manager at the School of Electrical Engineering UTM. Welcome to the Postgraduate Briefing. In this briefing, I am going to explain to you the things that you need to know in order for you to complete your studies at the School of Electrical Engineering. Whether you are doing research program or thought course program, I'm going to explain to you all the things that you need to know in order for you to graduate on time and with excellent results. So without further ado, let's begin. First and foremost, welcome to UTM. I'm very grateful that you have decided to continue your higher studies here at the School of Electrical Engineering. Before we look into the details of what SKE offers, it is a good idea to take a look at the School of Graduate Studies website. Here you will find a new Students Kit. Point your web browser to www.sps.udm.my to find this information. In this briefing, I'm going to go over these details. I'm going to give a brief introduction to the School of Electrical Engineering, the program's administration, details about both research as well as thought course programs, things you need to know as a student, the Postgraduate Student Society, as well as getting around the campus once you are here. So let's begin by getting to know the school. SKE was formerly known as FKE, or Faculty of Electrical Engineering. It was first established in 1974, and in the year 2018, during a synergy exercise, it was rebranded as School of Electrical Engineering, and this is under a big umbrella of the Faculty of Engineering. If you need to get up-to-date information, you can always visit our website at engineering.utm.my/electrical. Here, you will find some information for prospective students as well as current students. You will find all the necessary information such as lecture timetables, exam timetables, research flowcharts, and important dates as well. A bit about SKE Personnel. The School of Electrical Engineering, or SKE as it is known, has about 156 academic staff, including 17 professors and 44 associate professors. And over 85% of our academic staff has PhD qualification. A bit on some facts about SKE. We have 4 divisions. As you can see in the slide, Division of Electronics and Computer Engineering. We have a Division of Control and Mechatronics Engineering, Division of Electrical Power Engineering, Division of Communication Engineering. We also have 4 Center of Excellence, 14 research groups, and so far we have secured over 6 million ringgit in research funding. Looking into the details about the key areas of each division, here I am showing some of the major research areas in power engineering, including power, energy, electrical protection, insulation, deregulation, grounding, and so on. Some key research areas and research interests for the control and mechatronics engineering, including MEMS, control systems, nanomechatronics, automation, sensor, robotics, and so on. In the electronic and computer engineering, mostly the research is focused on digital design, VLSI, signal processing, speech processing, system on chip, and microprocessors. The COM division is actively working on next generation communication and related technologies such as 5G, antenna design, and networking. Okay, so the SKE postgraduate programs. At our school, we offer the following postgraduate programs. First, we have the Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical Engineering, that is by research. We have the Master of Philosophy in Electrical Engineering by research. And we have several thought course programs, including Master in Engineering, Electronics and Telecommunication, Electrical Power, Mechatronics and Automatic Control, Computer and Microelectronic Systems, Wireless Communication and Network. So basically, the Doctor of Philosophy or the PhD program It's actually between 3.5 years all the way to the maximum of 8 years. Okay, and Master of Philosophy typically takes 2 years, that is about 4 semesters, and maximum up to 4 years or 8 semesters, while the third course programs are basically 1.5 years or 1.5 years all the way up to 4 years. Okay, so for the third course programs, we have these full-time classes, and we also have these part-time, or it's not part-time, but basically it's a weekend classes for those who are working, and we differentiate both of them by calling the regular classes as Perdana, and those which are conducted over the weekends as PESISIR. Okay, so all of our postgraduate programs conform with the MQF and accredited by MQA. So let's have a look at the postgraduate programs administration. So basically, the administration of your program at this university is conducted by several different units. We'll begin with looking at SPS, or School of Graduate Study. The School of Graduate Study actually oversees all the postgraduate programs in UTM, and they are actually the policy makers, including the regulations, the fee, and also scholarships. Okay, so the Student Recruitment and Admission, or SRAD, okay, is actually the department or the unit where all your student information is given after you have registered at UTM. Okay, and once you have registered, the information is then passed to Academic Management Division, where you have your graduate records, you have information about your graduations, and so on. As you embark on your journey of studies at UTM, you'll have to go through several fee payment, getting your scholarships in order, and so on. And regarding all this is actually handled by the PESISIR Office. These are some other support units, including ISC, International Student Center. Okay, this is where you as an international student can get support, including visa, okay, and also understanding the programs that are provided by UTM. Okay, we also have residential colleges where you want to get your housing, okay, or your stay. UTM clinic if you need to get some medical attention. Okay, counseling center, and we also have several sports and recreation facilities, including swimming pool and stadium, and also gyms. Okay, so the role of Faculty of Engineering, which is the big umbrella, where you have the School of Electrical Engineering as a small component of this big Faculty of Engineering. So the Faculty of Engineering basically coordinates all the engineering schools. So we have several other schools under this big umbrella, including School of Civil Engineering, School of Computing, School of Electrical Engineering, and so on. So the Faculty of Engineering basically monitors all your engineering and academic programs. Okay, in terms of assessment for PhD and Master of Philosophy by research, okay, the process of conducting the Viva is actually handled by the Faculty of Engineering. The Faculty of Engineering is located at the V01 building. So once you get the opportunity to come to our campus, then probably you can have a visit at V01 and also the School of Electrical Engineering. What about SKE? So we, the School of Electrical Engineering, is actually the owner of the EE program. Okay, so we create and formulate all the content of all of our postgraduate programs. So we conduct all of taught courses by our professors and our lecturers. We also conduct the assessments, including the proposal defense for research programs, and also complete assessment of all the activities under the taught course programs. This slide actually shows the administrators at our school. At the top is our chair, Professor IR Dr. Muhammad Wazir. Following is actually a couple of different units. We have the chair, associate chair for quality and strategy, which is Associate Professor Dr. Nolaili. Okay, what we call the associate chair for academic and student development, which is Associate Professor Dr. Effendi. For research and academic staff, we have Professor Dr. Muhammad Kamal. For facility is Dr. Kamaluddin, and for continuing learning, which is Dr. Shahdan. And each of our division, we have a director. For the communication engineering, the director is Associate Chair IR Dr. Norhuda. For control and mechatronics engineering, the director is Associate Professor IR Dr. Nurhaliza. For the director for electronic and computer engineering is Associate Professor IR Dr. Rubita. And for power engineering, it is the director is Dr. Jasrul Jamani. Okay, so this is about the academic. Okay, so for what we call academic and students development, Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Effendi is the chair. Okay, associate chair for that, and I am the academic manager. For thought course program, we have a couple of what we call coordinators. For each of our program, we have a coordinator that can handle your queries regarding your program. So for MKEL, that is electronic and telecommunication, we have Associate Professor Dr. Naidatul Huda. For computer engineering, okay, and microelectronics, we have Dr. Shahrizal. For mechatronics, we have Associate Professor Dr. Salinda. For power engineering, we have Associate Professor Dr. Tan Chi Wei. And for telecommunication, we have Dr. Ahmad Sharmi. So if you have any issues, if you have any queries regarding your program, especially these thought course programs, you can contact directly to these program directors. Program coordinators. For research, we also have program coordinators for research programs. So if you are doing a research in the area or in the division of electronics and computer engineering, Dr. Musa Muhammad Mogji is the coordinator. For mechatronics and control engineering, the coordinator is Associate Professor Dr. Abdul Rashid. For power engineering is Associate Professor Dr. Junaidi. And if you're working or doing research in communication engineering, your program coordinator is Dr. Muhammad Rashidi. So feel free to contact them if you have any queries. We will try our best to help you with any of your problems. Okay, so regarding your program. At the office, we have the following secretaries to handle all your day-to-day documentation and application regarding your program, registration, and so on. We have our chief clerk. We have someone who handles the records, and then we have Madam Nur Asma handling the thought course. And for intake and examiner nomination, we have Madam Nur Rashikin. Our postgraduate office has the following working hours. Okay, so our office hours are from Sunday to Wednesday, actually Sunday to Thursday. Okay, we have in the state of Johor, okay, where this campus is actually located. The working days are actually from Sundays to Thursdays. Okay, so from Sunday to Wednesday is a full working day. So the postgraduate office actually opens the counter from 8:30 a.m. all the way to 12:30, and then we have a what we call lunch break, and then the counter opens from 2:30 all the way to 4:30. So actually the working hours is actually 8 to 5. Okay, but the counter opening hours are a bit different. Okay, on Thursday, the offices here in Johor actually opens only for half a day. That's actually 8 to 3:30 p.m. Okay, so the counter services at the postgraduate office opens from 8:30 a.m. all the way to what we call 3 p.m. only. So if you want to do anything over the counter, please respect these working hours. Okay, if you need to contact them, you can always contact them through email or through the phone number stated on the slide. Let's have a look at the postgraduate programs that we have. So in this portion of this briefing, I'm going to talk about research programs first, and then I'm going to follow with what we call thought course programs. Okay, so the research programs that we have are Masters of Philosophy in Electrical Engineering, or the code is MKEE, and we also have Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical Engineering, and the code is PKEE. So in terms of these programs, they're actually full research programs. So most of the time you'll be interacting with your supervisor, doing research work. Okay, and the key output from the research work is actually what we call publication and also a thesis. And the primary what we call assessment method is actually through your proposal defense and as well as your final viva defense. Okay, so throughout your research program, every semester you have to provide or submit a research progress report. And this research progress report is actually submitted to your supervisor through an online system called the GSMS. Okay, so at the end of every semester, it is compulsory for you as a research student to submit this report. Okay, so in this report, you're going to explain the progress of your research. Okay, now in terms of assessment, so we have what we call the first stage proposal defense, and for PhD program it is in semester 3. So 1.5 years into your research program, you're going to have what we call a proposal defense, where you will have to defend your research topic, the problem statement, the objectives, the scope of your work, and also the proposed methodology and the novelty of your work. For masters of philosophy, it is the same thing, except that your what we call your defense is gonna be in semester 2. Okay, and obviously at the end of your research program, or when you have completed your research within the study period, you're going to submit your complete thesis. Okay, and then we're going to set up what we call a viva session, where you're going to defend your PhD or your master's work. Throughout your program, you will also need to take several courses. Okay, the first one is actually research methodology, and the code is UKEP 0010. So I would suggest you to take this research methodology course in the first semester of your study. So in this course, the lecturers or the instructors are going to teach you the way to conduct a research, the proper way to conduct research, how to write methodology, how to do internet searching and searching for information, and so on. So I would really suggest you to take this course in the first semester. This is a compulsory, you must attend this course. It is normally conducted 5 consecutive days in the middle of the semester during mid-semester break. Okay, so even if you cannot attend what we call the whole semester here being at the campus, okay, you can always attend these 5 consecutive days. So for this semester, it's going to be conducted during the mid-semester break, and it's going to be online, so you can actually join this class remotely. Okay, the other course that you need to take is actually the university elective. The code is actually U something something 3. Okay, so for this, all research students must what we call enroll in this class. So we have a couple of different university elective courses, including global issues or the Malaysian culture, and then you must take one of it. Okay. For returning students, that is, if you have completed your master's program here, okay, and you have already taken research methodology or you have already taken university elective before, you can actually apply for credit exemption. So if you want to take this credit exemption, please apply in the first semester of your study. Okay, so that's the period when you can actually apply for this exemption. Okay, otherwise you will have to retake these courses. Some of you are actually taking the fast track PhD, that is going direct from your first degree into PhD program. Okay, so this fast track PhD is actually offered to UTM graduates with excellent undergraduate standing. Okay, for this you will have 2 exams. Okay, the first one is what we call the qualifying exam, and it is actually conducted in semester 2. Okay, so if you succeed and pass this qualifying exam, then your program is actually converted from Masters of Philosophy. Your program will, if you succeed this, then you will continue with your PhD program. If you don't succeed this qualifying exam, then you'll be converted to Master's program. Okay, and if you succeed in this qualifying exam, and then in semester 3 you're going to have this regular PhD proposal defense. Okay, so this actually basically what we call semester schedule, okay, for PhD and fast track and masters. So basically in the first semester you should be doing some literature review. For PhD in the second semester you can work on some proof of concept. In semester 3 you're going to have this proposal defense. In semester 4 you should continue doing your research. By semester 5 you should be concluding your research and start writing your thesis, and by semester 6 you should be able to submit your thesis. So this is basically just a guideline in order for you to complete your research work in, let's say, 3 years or 6 semesters. For fast track PhD in semester 2 you should be working on qualifying, because you have a qualifying what we call presentation, and also you must be working on your proof of concept, and if you succeed in your qualifying exam then you will continue as a regular PhD student. For Masters of Philosophy, the normal duration is actually 2 years or 4 semesters. So basically in the first semester I suggest you to work on your literature review. In the second semester you will have that proposal defense. In the third semester you should conclude your research, and by fourth semester you should be able to write your thesis and submit your thesis. Okay, so this is basically just a guideline. Okay, so depending on your research it may take longer, it may be a bit faster. Okay, but this is just a guideline for you to begin. What about the standing? So at the end of the semester, remember you will have to submit this progress report, and the outcome of this progress report is actually an academic standing. Okay, so you're going to have this result at the end of the semester, and it could be one of these 3 things. The first one is KB, or in the Malay language is kedudukan baik, or in English is actually good pass. Okay, so if your research is progressing well as assessed by your supervisor, then he can give you a good pass result. Okay, so that's ideal. Okay, so you need to have a good pass result, okay, in order for you to proceed to the next semester. The other standing that could be the outcome of your semester is actually KS, or conditional pass. That is, your supervisor has evaluated you to have an unsatisfactory what we call performance in your research. It is okay to have KS. You can continue your research to the next semester. However, if you get 2 consecutive KS results, okay, so in other words this semester you get KS and the following semester you get another KS, then you will be terminated from your study. So it's very important for you to get KB. If you get KS it is okay, but please do not get 2 consecutive KS. If you do, then you'll be terminated from your research program. The other outcome is KG. KG means complete fail. So if you get this KG, then you'll be immediately terminated from your program. Okay, so how can you get KB? In order to get KB is in order to have a good research performance. That is, always meet your supervisor, always do the research. Okay, continuously having some progress. Okay, I think that would be sufficient for you to get KB. Okay. And one important point to note here is that in order for you to submit your thesis at the end of your research program, you must get a KB standing. Okay, so your semester, in the semester that you want to submit your thesis, you must have a KB standing. So what about registration? This is also one important thing, that every semester you must register a research course. Okay, so basically you need to complete 3 things. Okay, so you need to complete the research methodology once during your research program. You need to complete 1 university course okay, once during your research program also. Okay, and every semester you need to register for research course. So what is a research course? So a research course is just what we call a course which you register in during your registration to show that you are an active student. Okay, so the code for your research course depends on the semester of your study. So if today is your first semester at the School of Electrical Engineering, then you should be registering PKEE 1100. Okay, so that is going to be your research course code for PhD students. Okay, so as you progress to the next semester, the research course code changes. Okay, for second semester it's going to be PKEE 1200. For the third semester it's going to be PKEE 2100, and so on. So it's very important to register this research course. Okay, so if you don't register this research course and we detect you did not register, then at the end of the semester you will be terminated. Okay, and registration only takes 5 minutes. Okay, what about master students? Okay, master by philosophy, the code for your research program is MKEE. Okay, and the numbers at the back is the same. So MKEE 1100 for the first semester. When you begin your second semester, it's going to be MKEE 1200. When you begin your third semester, which is the second year, so it's going to be MKEE 2100. And when you are in the fourth semester, let's say, that's going to be second year, second semester, MKEE 2200. Okay, so again, this is actually just a summary of what I've mentioned before. So your assessment is based on your research progress report, which you need to submit at the end of every semester. Okay, so remember to submit this. We are going to announce to you when is the research progress report system is opened for you to submit your progress report. And this progress report is actually assessed by none other than your supervisor. So he knows what you're doing. Okay, so he can actually assess your report. Okay, so again, the potential grades are satisfactory, or the code is MM. If your progress report obtained a mark of above 50%, unsatisfactory if it's between 30 to 50, and fail if your progress report mark is actually below 30%. Okay, and this actually translates to that KB, KS, and also KG. So how do you actually submit this progress report? Just point your web browser to this GSMS system. Okay, you can simply Google GSMS, or you can always go to your my.utm.my dashboard, and there's actually a graduate systems what we call a link there. Okay, so you can click that graduate studies management system link there, and it will bring you to this website, and you can look at your details there, the number of semesters you are in, and then also you can submit your progress report there as well. Okay, and for the master's program, again, we have this what we call assessment, the similar assessment. You will have to submit your progress report 2 at the end of the semester. Okay, in terms of what we call proposal defense, for masters it is in semester 2, for PhD it's actually in semester 3. Okay, and remember, you must complete your university elective course, you must complete your research methodology course. Okay, and again, the marks for your first assessment or your proposal defense is as follows. If your assessment is above 50%, then you continue your research. If it's below 40%, then the examiners will suggest to you that your study is terminated. Okay, there's a term what we call graduate on time. So graduate on time is actually when a student completes his or her study during the normal duration, and for that is for PhD it's actually 7 semesters or 42 months, and for Master of Philosophy it's actually 4 semesters or 24 months. So if you complete within this period, we will call you, or we will call you that you have actually graduated on time. So there's a limit in terms of maximum study period. Okay, for PhD, the what we call the minimum period is actually 5 semesters. Okay, so you cannot submit your thesis before 5 semesters. Okay, and the maximum period for PhD is actually 16 semesters. If you do not complete your PhD within the 16 semesters, then actually you are actually terminated from the program. For Master of Philosophy, the minimum period is actually 2 semesters, and the maximum is actually 8 semesters. So 8 semesters is about 4 years, 16 semesters is about 8 years. So you have to complete your PhD or master research within this time. Okay, is it possible to convert from master to PhD? The answer is actually yes. Okay, so there are a couple of different requirements that you need to fulfill in order for you to apply to convert from master to PhD. Okay, the first thing is that you must have a bachelor's degree, okay, with a CPA of 3.33 and above. You must also have published 2 conference papers, okay, or at least one index journal, and then you can actually apply to the School of Electrical Engineering that you want to convert your master research program to PhD. Okay, once you fulfill these conditions, you can actually apply that. Okay, on top of that, you need to have a recommendation from your supervisor. And then once you have obtained your application, we're going to go through your application, and if we approve your application, okay, then you will have to what we call do a presentation. Okay, and based on the evaluation of the presentation, if you pass that presentation, we will give you a recommendation and we will convert you to PhD program. So the point here is that you can actually convert from your master program to PhD. If you think your research program is actually, whatever research that you're doing in the master is actually worthy of a PhD, there's a big novelty, then you can actually apply to the school that you want to convert from your master research to PhD. But of course, you have to fulfill these conditions. If you need more details, okay, you can always come see me or contact me directly. Okay. At the end of your PhD or master by research, okay, you're going to have this Viva session, and the outcome of this Viva session is only pass or fail. Okay, so if you pass your end Viva, you'll be granted what we call PhD or master. Okay, however, if you fail, then there's a possibility of a second Viva, okay, depending on what you get at the final Viva. Okay, so we have a couple of different grades. You can get an A, you can get a B1, you can get a B2, you can get a C. Okay, so depending on the grade of your final Viva presentation, you will either directly be conferred your degree, or you will have to do some minor corrections like B1. If you obtain B2, you'll have to do some major corrections. If you get C, then you will have to do major corrections, and then you have to probably sit for another Viva, or you can also get an E, which I hope all of you don't, which is a complete fail. Okay, prior to going for this Viva session, you will have to pay what we call this examination fee. This you only pay once before your Viva. That's about 2,500 for PhD and 1,500 ringgit for Master of Philosophy. Okay, so your supervision is done by an academic staff. Okay, and then normally your main supervisor is from this university. You can always appoint co-supervisors from this university, from this school, or from a different university. Okay, in case you want to change your supervisor, you can also do that. You just have to apply. There's a special form for that. You can go to the SPS website, which I've shown you earlier. Okay, sps.utm.my, where you can download a form to change supervisor, or add a course supervisor, or change a course supervisor, and so on. Okay, so your supervision is done by your supervisor. Always be in contact with your supervisor, always discuss with him or her, always update your research progress to your supervisor. Okay, so if you're here at the campus today, okay, then you can always go meet your supervisor. For those who are unable to come due to the COVID issue, okay, situation here in Malaysia and also around the world, okay, and you're doing this research program remotely at this moment, okay, please always be in contact with your supervisor and always update him or her regarding your research progress. And I believe our supervisors and our professors and lecturers here will try our best, okay, to assist you in order for you to complete your research and at the end of the day obtain your degree. Okay, so basically your supervisor must ensure that you have a plan on how to complete your PhD or master research, and throughout this research, your supervisor must provide you with the necessary advice in terms of academic and also personal matters. Okay, so I hope you will always keep in contact with your supervisor so that he or she can do their best to assist you in order for you to complete your PhD or master's program. Okay, so as a student, you have some responsibilities too. Okay, so first of all, make sure you register for research course every semester. As I've mentioned before, if you fail to do so, we will terminate your program. Okay, Okay, next is to make sure that you don't have any outstanding fee. Okay, so if you have any issues regarding payment, please contact the PESISIR office. Okay, so some of you may have a scholarship and you have this guarantee letter and you need to sort this thing out, so you need to contact the PESISIR office. Okay, also at the end of the semester, remember to submit your progress report, and how to do that is by going to the GSMS system and submitting it online. So don't worry, everything is online and you can do it from anywhere. Okay, remember to always meet your supervisor. Okay, discuss about your research work. Always keep him or her updated with your progress so that he knows, okay, where you are in your research. Okay, so this actually helps you, because at the end of the day, your supervisor is going to evaluate your progress, and your supervisor is there to actually assist you in order for you to complete your work. So when you have problems regarding your research and so on, you can always, and you must actually discuss with the supervisor. So probably he or she can actually advise you on that. Remember to always comply with the postgraduate rules and regulation. Okay, especially for graduation. So what it means is that you must pay your fees, you must complete the university course, you must go for the research methodology, you must complete several publications, which I'm going to talk later. Okay, so you need to complete all of these things in order for you to graduate. Okay, so remember, it's not just research and one thesis. There are a couple of other things you need to complete in order for you to graduate. Okay, I would suggest you on the first day of your research to make a plan for your research. Okay, so take a piece of paper and draw a Gantt chart. Okay, draw a chart, what you need to do this month, what you need to do in the next month, what you need to do next semester, and for the next 3 years or 2 years. Okay, it's always good to have a plan. As the saying goes, failing to plan is actually planning to fail. So please make a plan and keep updating the plan as you progress. Okay, have a professional relationship with your supervisor. Remember to produce publication. Publication is actually one requirement in order for you to complete your program. On top of that, as a researcher, publication is also a way for you to share what we call your findings, and then also to get comments, okay, from other people in this world. Okay, and then remember to practice good research ethics as well. Do not copy, do not plagiarize. Okay, if you do data collection, please do it properly. Okay, do not what we call take other people's work and so on. So regarding these research ethics, we will also going to teach you about this in research methodology class. So what about the requirements for thesis submission? First, you need to get the approval for thesis submission by your supervisor. Second, you need to fulfill all the academic rules and regulation as stated in the postgraduate academic rules and regulation. Okay, you must also follow the thesis format. If you go to the sps.utm.my website, under downloads, you can actually find the thesis format in Word document and Word template and also LaTeX. So your thesis must be formatted accordingly. Your thesis must fulfill plagiarism check. In other words, your thesis cannot be similar to other existing work out there in terms of writing. Okay, of course, in terms of content as well. Okay, you need to fulfill all the required forms. This will be provided to you by the school. If you go to the counter and you are ready to submit your thesis, just talk to the people there. They'll provide you with the relevant forms for you to fill, and the complete guidelines and also the digital forms can also be downloaded from the SPS website. Talking about plagiarism, okay, we have a system, or we actually use this system, that is Turnitin. Okay, your supervisor will provide you with the login information where you can log in and submit your thesis, what we call the digital copy of your thesis for what we call plagiarism check. Okay, so we allow up to 20% of plagiarism, or not to say plagiarism, or similarity with existing what we call publication out there. So if you have more than 20%, then you probably have to rephrase or you have to rewrite your thesis. So I did mention about publication, right? So for PhD program, you need to have at least one article or 2 conference proceedings. okay, accepted or published in Scopus or Web of Science Index. Okay, so this is a requirement for you to submit your thesis. So if you don't have this publication, then we will not allow you to submit your thesis. Of course, this is minimum requirement. Okay, so if you have more publications, okay, that is better. Okay, for masters, you need to have at least one accepted or published journal article or conference proceeding or book chapter. So this is just the minimum requirement for you to submit your thesis. Okay, so I guess I've actually covered all the necessary information for research programs. That is for PhD by research and also Master of Philosophy. So if you have any questions, you can always drop me an email. Okay, or you can always come to the counter if you're here in the campus. Okay, you can always come to the counter and talk to me directly. Okay. Okay, so now let's have a look at the taught course programs. Okay, so at the School of Electrical Engineering, we have the following taught course programs: MKEH, MKEL, MKEM, MKEP, and MKET. Okay, so Computer and Microelectronics System is MKEH, Electronics and Communication MKEL, Mechatronics and Automatic Control MKEM, Electrical Power MKEP, and Wireless Communication and Network MKET. Okay, so our intakes are actually in September and also in February, and the normal duration for these taught course programs is actually 3 semesters or 1.5 years. Okay, and the maximum semester is actually 8 semesters. So you need to complete your taught course program in these 8 semesters. Okay, normally you can complete in 1.5 years or maybe 2 years. Okay, so you need to complete a total of 43 credits. Okay, and normally every semester we suggest you to take maximum 20 credits. Okay, but between 3 to 18 credits per semester. Okay, there is no short semester for taught course programs. For those who are taking what we call weekend classes, okay, or like I've mentioned before, PESISIR, okay, so the normal duration is actually a bit longer, 4 semesters, while the maximum is again same, 4 years. And every semester the load is between 3 to 12 credits only. So we do provide we do have some courses during short semesters. Okay, and these courses are the ones without final exam. Okay. And for this PESISIR program, the fee structure is a bit different. It's a bit more expensive than the Perdana program. Okay, so for taught course program, okay, the grade is actually as follows. Okay, so you'll be enrolling in courses, and each of the course will have a final grade. Okay, so some courses they have what we call final exam, and some of the courses are entirely on coursework. However, at the end of the day, you're going to be graded. Okay, and the grade are as follows. So as you can see in the table, we have E all the way to A plus. Okay, and also the point for every grade. For example, A plus, you're going to have a 4.00 point. Okay, and if you get a B minus, it's going to be 2.67. Okay, so in order for you to pass a particular course, you need to obtain at least B minus. Okay, at least B minus and above. Okay, so if you obtain a C plus, okay, then you're going to fail that particular course. Okay, and if the course is a core course, okay, then you will have to repeat the course and pass it. However, if it is an elective course, then you have the choice of repeating the course or replacing it with a different elective. Okay, so the point here is that you need to get a pass that is B minus and above. Okay, for the semester, or we call it for the academic standing, you need to obtain at least KB, that is a cumulative point average of 3.0 and above, in order for you to be awarded the degree. Okay, so that's point number 1. Point number 2 is that in order for you to pass a semester, you need to get a CPA, or cumulative point average, of at least 2.67 and above. That is what we call conditional pass. Okay, If you obtain less than 2.67, then you will fail that semester and you will be terminated from the program. Okay, so so in a nutshell, first you need to get B minus and above to pass a course. Number two, you need to get at least a CPA of 2.67 and above to pass a semester. Number three, you need to get at least 3.0 and above to pass the program. Okay, so you can fail certain courses, okay, and still get a conditional pass for the semester, and you can continue to the next semester. However, at the end of your study, you need to have an average of 3.0 and above in order for you to be awarded the degree. Okay, so what are the graduation requirements? Okay, first you need to complete all the 43 credits. Number two, you need to submit a project report. It's like a mini thesis. Okay. Number three, you need to have a CPA of above 3.0. Number four, you must complete all the payment, okay, for your fees. Okay, and number five, obviously you have to complete your program within the stipulated time. That is a maximum of 4 years. Otherwise, if you exceed that time, you will be awarded the status of a failed dismissal KG. Okay, so the 43 credits are broken into the following components. Okay, you need to complete 4 core courses, which consists of 12 credits. For the MKEE program, by the way, you have 5 core courses. Okay, for other programs, you will need to complete 4 core courses, 4 elective courses, 12 credits, 1 free elective course. A free elective means that you can take an elective course from your own program, or you can take it from a different program. It's up to you. You need to complete 1 university course, you need to complete 1 introduction to research methodology, and you need to complete 1 master's project consisting of 2 portions. Okay, 2 parts: master project 1, 4 credits; master project 2, 6 credits. So a total of 10 credits. Okay, the courses are conducted over 15 weeks of lecture. So basically the 15 weeks are actually broken into 2 parts. The first 7 weeks is what we call part 1, and then after 7 weeks you're going to have a 1 week mid-semester break, and then after that you're going to continue the course for another 7 weeks. So that is a total of 15 weeks of lecture. After this 15 weeks of lecture, you're going to have a 1 week of break. We call it a study break. Okay, so this is where you can take your time to study for your final exams, and then followed by 3 weeks of final exam. So we have this final examination timetable, so you just attend the exam related to your course. Okay, so typically your courses actually consist of 50% coursework marks, okay, and 50% from final examination. Okay, and remember, one of the requirement is that you need to attend the course lectures, okay, at least 80%. Okay, so if you do not attend the lectures for 80%, then the professor has the right to dismiss you from the class. Okay, and the passing mark is a B minus and above. Okay, what about master's project? So this is one of the key requirement for obtaining your degree. Okay, so the master project is actually divided into 2 parts. Part 1, 4 credits in the second semester, and part 2, 6 credit in the third semester. Okay, and normally this is actually supervised by 1 graduate faculty member. Okay, so prior to this master project, we're going to open a system where you can go and log in and select the research topics which you are interested in. Okay, and then we're going to assign to you what we call a supervisor, and then you can continue, or you can begin your research or your master project with that particular supervisor. Okay, so let's have a look at the study plan for the Perdana students. Okay, so this is a study plan for the typical, okay, period of 1.5 years. Okay, so in first semester, we suggest you to take 12 credits, 3 core and elective courses, a mixture of core and elective, so 3 courses there, and then 1 university course. Okay, that makes 4 courses, so 4 times 3 credits, 12 credits in total. In the second semester, we suggest you to take a mixture of 3 core and elective courses, 1 research methodology and project part 1. In the third semester, we suggest you to take 15 credits, 3 core or electives, a mixture of core and elective, and 1 master project part 2. So if you follow the study plan, you'll be able to complete your third course program in 1.5 years. Okay, for weekend classes, you're gonna have 4 semesters of study. Okay, so semester 1, we suggest you to take 3 core courses, 3 core or elective, a mixture of that. Semester 2, 9 credits, and then we're gonna have this short semester. Okay, so this is unique only for these weekend classes. Okay, for PESISIR program. Okay, so during this short semester, you have to take introduction to research methodology and also 1 university elective. Okay, and then in semester 3, we suggest you to take 10 credits consisting of 2 core courses or elective and project part 1, and in semester 4, 9 credits, 1 core or elective and project part 2. Okay, to get the details on the classes, including timetables and research flowchart and final examination, please visit our what we call website, or postgraduate website. Okay. For PESISIR programs, please refer to your course coordinator or for your program coordinator to obtain the timetable as well as final exam timetable. Okay, so let's have a look at the courses what we call suggested for this semester. Okay, for MKEE program, the following courses are offered. Okay, so we have 2 core courses and 4 electives, so you can choose these courses okay, in your registration. So I will strongly suggest you to take the core courses, okay, because the core courses are actually offered alternately. So for this semester, we are offering this advanced microprocessor system and advanced digital system design. So the following semester, these core courses will not be offered. So I would strongly suggest you to take these core courses first, okay, and then a couple of that elective courses, the ones that you prefer to take. Okay, for MKEE program, the following courses are available. Okay, 2 core courses and a couple of elective courses. For MKEM, okay, 3 core courses and 5 electives. For MKEP, 2 core courses and 5 electives. You don't have to take all, okay, you just have to take a couple of them. Okay, if you want to take 12 credits, then you take 2 core courses and maybe another 2 electives, that will make 12 credits. If you want to take 15 credits, then 2 core courses and 3 electives. Okay, MKET, 3 core courses and 5 electives. And at the same time, we also offer what we call research methodology and university non-technical subject. So you can take 2 core courses and 2 electives and 1 non-technical subject. So it's up to you. Okay, so you can follow the study plan that I've shown to you in the previous slide. Okay. So there's an option to what we call improve grade. So let's say you obtain B minus for a particular course and you're unhappy with that and you think you want to repeat the course. So we can actually provide you what we call a pathway called improving grade. So you can apply and say that you want to improve or you want to repeat the particular course in order for you to improve what we call the grade. Okay. Okay, so if you fail a course, then you will obviously will have to repeat the course. Okay, especially if it is a core course. Okay, if you fail an elective course, you can repeat that elective course, or you can what we call replace it with a different elective. Okay, but you need to inform us, or you need to officially request that you want to what we call replace a certain elective with a different elective. Okay, if you fail in the first semester, okay, failing a semester, that is getting a KG, you can request for re-registration, or we call it KGDS. You can write an official letter and request to the school that you have failed the first semester and you want to restart again, what we call this is actually what we call re-registration. Okay, so this option is only available for first semester only. If you fail in the second semester, then you'll be terminated from your study. Okay, so if you want to make an appeal regarding the assessment for your program or assessment for your particular course, okay, so you need to send an appeal letter, okay, to the school, okay, within 14 days after the approval from the Senate Standing Committee. Okay, so after the final exam, once you get the final grade and you're unhappy with the result, you can always request for appeal or reassessment. Okay, so that concludes the briefing for third course students. Okay, the general program and what are things you need to know. In the next slide, I'm going to talk about the general things that all students must know. Okay, so I'll start with what we call the important dates. Okay, so this simple chart here shows some of the important dates. The first one is from 1st until the 16th October is actually the course registration, and you need to perform this course registration online. Okay, so prior to doing this course registration, you need to of course pay your fee. Otherwise it will be blocked. Okay, so the deadline for course registration for this semester is 16th of October. So for research students, make sure you register for that research course, PKEE 1100 or MKEE 1100 for first semester students. Okay, and for third course students, you need to register the courses that you want to take this semester. Okay, if you fail to perform this course registration, okay, you can still do it during the late course registration period, that is between 1st until 5th November in Johor Bahru. Okay, however, you will have to pay penalty, and that is actually 100 ringgit per course. Okay, if you need to remove your courses, I mean, if you have attended a particular course and you don't want to continue that, you can what you can do is what we call amendment, and amendment period is between 8 to 13 November. And if you miss this deadline, you can do amendment of course registration with penalty, that is between 15 to 19 November. That is actually a penalty of 100 ringgit per course. Okay, if you want to withdraw from a particular course, that is the course withdrawal period, that's between 22nd November to 17 December. Okay, so if you miss this deadline, penalty is again applied. Okay, and in December, by December, if you do not register any course, or if you do not register the research course for research students, then you will be terminated. Okay, regarding the regulations, please go to SPS website and download this what we call this guideline, academic regulation of the school. Okay, that includes rules and regulations, and what we call the requirements for you to complete your study. Okay, so remember, every semester you need to perform course registration during the stipulated duration. If you miss that deadline, you can still perform course registration, but there will be penalty. Okay, and after this what we call registration period and also the registration with penalty, if you still do not register any courses, then you will be terminated from your study. Okay, if you're unable to continue your study for this semester, for example, then you can apply for deferment. So what is deferment? Deferment is actually taking a leave from your study. Okay, this is not termination. Okay, so it is like taking a leave for a short while. For one semester, you just don't want to continue your study for whatever reason, then you can apply for deferment. Okay, so some of the reasons you apply deferment for, including maybe medical reason, maybe financial reason. Okay, so in order for you to apply for deferment, there's a form for that. You go to the SPS website and download the form and submit it to the school. Okay, if the reason for your deferment is on medical grounds, so that semester will not be counted in the total semester of your study. However, if the reason is other than that, then we will count that semester. Okay, so remember you have this maximum number of semesters, right? Okay, so for medical reasons no semester is counted, but other than that a semester is counted. Okay, if you perform deferment before the mid of semester, then 50% of the tuition fee will be charged. If you perform it after the middle of the semester, then 100% of the fees will be charged. Okay, so how do you perform course registration? Just log in to my.utm.my. Okay, and on your left side you can see that there's a course registration link, and click on that link, and then click course registration again, and then you can put in the course code and the one that you want to register. So for example, if you're in a research program, then you enter PKEE 1100 for first year, first semester, with a section number of 01, and then you click submit to register. Okay, if you're in a thought course program and you're taking let's say 5 courses, then you enter the course code and section number for each of the course, and then you click submit to register for the courses. Okay, at the School of Electrical Engineering, we have what we call the Postgraduate Student Society, and in order for you to know about this society, you can visit their Facebook page. It is actually PGSSFKE. Okay, so the PGSSFKE actually gives or provides a couple of structured courses throughout the what we call throughout the semester. For example, you have this how to find your research gap and good research objectives, strategies of becoming a productive writer, and so on. So they conduct a lot of courses, a lot of programs. So it's a really good idea to join this postgraduate student society. Okay, so it will really add value to your research. Now let's have a look at the campus. So it's really unfortunate that many of you are unable to come to the campus, okay, due to the situation in this world right now. But I hope the situation gets better soon. So, and you all of you can come to the campus, okay, and look at this beautiful faculty here. Okay, so the School of Electrical Engineering actually consists of several buildings. Okay, so this is the map. Okay, we have the main office at P19A, sorry. Okay, and then we have several other buildings as well, P08, P03. Okay, so we have what we call the electronics division at P04, and so on. Okay, you have several cafeterias, okay, where you can have your food. We have classrooms for thought course students at P19A. We have several what we call prayer rooms at P19A and also at P05. What about parking? So if you're driving or riding a bike, so you have several parking regions. Okay, so the one in red color is actually for students. Okay, so you can park there. The ones in blue are only for staff. Please do not park there or you will get fined. Okay, so or your car or motorcycle will be clamped. Okay, so we don't want that, right? Okay, so I do wish that all of you can come down to the campus one day. Okay, so and then visit the lecturers and see the professors and use the facilities that we have, and also enjoy the environment here in Malaysia. Okay, I hope that will be possible soon. On a different note, okay, for those thought course students taking the MKEE program, okay, you have the opportunity to obtain a double degree. So we have what we call a memorandum, okay, with University of Burgundy, okay, where you, if you register for this special program, by completing this special program, you will be awarded 2 degrees. Okay, Master in Engineering, Mechatronics and Automatic Control from UTM, and Master of Science, Computer Vision from University of Burgundy. Okay, so if you're interested in doing this double degree program, please email Associate Professor IR Dr. Nur Haliza. The email is down there in the slide. Okay, and you can do this in the first semester of your study. So this is special for MKEM students. Okay, that's all from my for my briefing today. So before we complete or end this session, please complete the following survey. Point your web browser to tiny.ccc /8jk4bz or scan this QR code and fill in that short survey. Okay. Thank you very much for attending this short briefing. If you have any questions, you can directly contact me. My name is Usman Ullah Sheikh and my email is usman@utm.my, and that is USMAN alias UTM.my. So if you have any queries regarding the research program or thought course program, or if you have any problems, feel free to contact me. Thank you and welcome to UTM.